This is News Today with WDW News Today. I'm Jason Diffendahl of WWNT.com. Please like this video, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell to make sure you never miss the latest from Disney theme parks around the world. Here now is the news for January 19th, 2024. New details about Tiana's Bayou adventure have been revealed, including information about the advanced audio animatronics that will be used on the ride. A NOLA.com reporter toured the attraction at Magic Kingdom in early January with Imagineering Executive Creative Director Ted Robledo. Robledo began his tour in the Q courtyard for Tiana's Bayou adventure, where there are new flagstone pathways and a mural by Louisiana artist Malika Favorite. The mural is on a two-story barn that remains from Splash Mountain, but was repainted yellow before the mural was added. Robledo said the courtyard will set the scene for Tiana's Bayou adventure. The first floor of the barn, which guests enter as part of the queue, will house the offices of Tiana's Foods. The backstory of the attraction explained that Tiana founded the co-op after the events of Princess and the Frog. Poles outside the barn will support loudspeakers broadcasting a 1920s radio show. Reimagined classic New Orleans songs will play, performed by local musicians assembled by New Orleans musician and Grammy winner Terrence Blanchard. Disney has also recruited Maroon 5 keyboardist PJ Morton, another New Orleans native, and the family of the late Queen of Creole Cuisine, Leah Chase, who served as inspiration for Tiana. "This is our love letter to New Orleans, and in that spirit, art is everywhere," Robledo said. At the ride's loading area, there are cranes hoisting pallets of Tiana's Foods crates. Tiana's Bayou adventure will use the same track and vehicles as Splash Mountain. However, all of Splash Mountain's fake vegetation has been replaced with plants native to Louisiana, including cypress trees, marsh grass, and Spanish moss. "This will be where we first see, quote, the critters, as we're calling them," Robledo said, referring to the ride's new animal band. There will be several Tiana animatronics that will speak directly to guests. The animatronics will be the same high-tech versions recently used for World of Frozen at Hong Kong Disneyland, which have advanced physical faces instead of the projected screen faces like used in Frozen Ever After at Epcot. The audio animatronics will be the same at the Disneyland Park version of the attraction. The tour stopped before the ride's climactic end scene, which was previously known as the Laugh-In Place. Tiana's Bayou adventure will open this year at both Magic Kingdom and Disneyland. The Resistance is getting desperate and sending children to take down stormtroopers on Batuu. TikTok user Lexi Dre shared a video from Star Wars Galaxy's Edge in Disney's Hollywood Studios of an unattended child attempting to steal the blaster from a trooper's leg and then shoving the character. In the video, two stormtroopers are roaming Star Wars Galaxy's Edge near the milk stand. The child approaches one from behind and tries to pull the fake blaster from the trooper's leg, as one of the troopers is saying, "The resistance scum don't know when to give up." The attendant to the troopers, dressed in regular Batuu garb, can be heard saying, "Careful, buddy." The trooper feels the attack and turns around. As the child reaches out to push the stormtrooper, the attendant tries to stop him. The child then shoves the stormtrooper with both hands, and the attendant gently grabs him. The troopers both gesture at the child as they finish their discussion about the resistance, one of them saying, "We'll have to show them." The attendant then turns around with the child and asks the crowd, "Is this anybody's?" As nobody answers, the trooper who wasn't pushed shakes their head. Walt Disney Imagineering has revealed an exciting new piece of technology called the HoloTile floor. In a video celebrating Disney Research Fellow and Imagineer Lanny Smoot's induction into the National Inventors Hall of Fame. In the video, Smoot gives a quick demonstration of the new tech. The floor is made up of small circular pieces that shift and rotate as the user walks upon it, allowing for omnidirectional movement. Smoot's induction into the National Inventors Hall of Fame marks the second person from the Walt Disney Company to receive the prestigious honor. The first was Walt Disney himself. According to Smoot, the HoloTile will automatically adjust in order to keep the user on the floor and can even accommodate multiple people independently. The floor can be used to traverse through virtual reality VR spaces and potentially move guests around in that same space collaboratively. Smoot also suggested its use in theatrical productions for dancers on stage. Ultimately, Smoot says that while there are so many applications for this type of technology, Walt Disney Imagineering doesn't yet know where it will be used. The bathrooms located behind the Frontierland train station at Magic Kingdom are now closed while construction of the Tiana's Bayou Adventure queue continues in this area. Walkways under the train station have remained open during construction for the past year, only for guests to reach the restrooms. In December, we got to walk on a new flagstone path of the Tiana's Bayou Adventure queue for the first time. But these walkways are now closed temporarily. Construction walls and rolling planters block access beyond the train station. The nearest restrooms for those that gotta go are located in Pecos-built HoloTile Inn and Cafe. We are told by Disney World Railroad cast members that a playground area should reopen in roughly 3 months, according to the construction team. This program is brought to you by our official travel agent sponsor, Be Our Guest Vacations. Have you seen the newly released discounts for Aulani? The team at Be Our Guest Vacations can book these rooms with discounts for you right now. Head over to beourguestvacations.com/WDWNT and start the process. For stays of 5 consecutive nights or more, on most nights from April 12th to June 12th, guests can save up to 30% on villas and 25% on rooms. For stays of 4 consecutive nights, the discounts drop to 25% on villas and 20% on rooms. For stays of 4 consecutive nights or more from June 13th to July 31st, guests can save 10% on villas. Guests who book by February 7th can receive a $150 resort credit to use at select locations at Aulani. Be Our Guest Vacations concierge services are 100% free, so if you're thinking of going to Aulani, give them a shout today. Walt Disney World has added 2024 dates for Disney After Hours events at Magic Kingdom, Epcot, and Disney's Hollywood Studios. During these hard-ticket events, guests can enjoy shorter waits for attractions and free snacks. Event dates have been added from January through June. See WDWNT.com for the full list of dates and prices. Tickets are available online for events through April 8th. Guests of select Walt Disney World Resort hotels can purchase tickets early for events from later in April through the end of June, beginning on January 24th. All other guests will be able to purchase tickets for these events beginning January 31st. After the Walt Disney Company announced their board of directors nominees and recommended that shareholders do not vote for Nelson Peltz and Jay Rizzullo, Peltz's Treehouse Partners has officially begun a proxy fight to get board seats. Treehouse filed a preliminary proxy statement on Thursday, Variety reports. Treehouse is hoping to elect their CEO Nelson Peltz and former Disney CFO Jay Rizzullo to the Disney board. In their own SEC filing, Disney stated the board does not endorse the nominations of Nelson Peltz and James Rizzullo put forth by Treehouse Fund Management LP and its affiliates, led by Nelson Peltz and supported by former Disney executive Isaac Perlmutter. The board recommends that shareholders do not vote for the Treehouse Group nominees, and they reject a related proposal from the Treehouse Group to amend the company's bylaws. Treehouse then announced in their filing with the SEC what they believe to be Disney's current issues, current paths, and Treehouse's own goals. They launched a Restore the Magic campaign with RestoreTheMagic.com, writing on the website, Treehouse believes Disney is the world's greatest entertainment company, but it hasn't performed for shareholders. Peltz said in a statement, it is unfortunate that a company as iconic as Disney and with so many challenges and opportunities has refused to seriously engage with us, its largest active shareholder, about board representation. Instead of having a boardroom that would include directors with an ownership mentality that can bring fresh perspectives to the company's challenges, Disney is resisting change and asking shareholders to endorse a board comprised mainly of legacy directors and their hand-picked successors who have repeatedly failed to properly plan for CEO succession, misaligned the incentives of management, and failed to oversee or drive a strategy to get the streaming business to profitability or the studios to produce good content. In an interview with CNBC, Peltz noted that while he and Rizzullo would only be 2 people on a large board of directors, sometimes that's all you need to change minds. Quote, we're going to be the Batman and Robin, said Peltz of him and Rizzullo. Boards can get turned around quickly if they start to hear some good points, he said. Food booths with menus have gone up throughout Disney California Adventure for the 2024 Lunar New Year celebration, which begins January 23rd and runs through February 18th. Full menus without prices were previously released, but now we have pricing for Bamboo Blessings, Longevity Noodle Company, Lucky 8 Lantern, Prosperity Bao and Buns, Red Dragon Spice Traders, and Wrapped with Love. You can see these menus and read our reviews of the booths from last year at WWNT.com. Also for the Lunar New Year celebration, a new Turning Red meet and greet featuring Mei-Lin Lee and her mother Ming Lee will debut. Building permits for new entry gates were filed with the City of Anaheim on December 8th for both Disneyland and Disney California Adventure. The update will feature more gates, stroller accessibility, and ADA accessibility for both Disneyland Park and Disney California Adventure. Construction is set to start later this year. For Disneyland Park, the description includes plans to remove the existing turnstiles, install new automatic guest entry gates, fixed manual gates, and removable railings. The installation of overhead shrouds was also listed in the permits. For Disney California Adventure, plans include the removal of existing turnstiles and gates to install new automatic entry gates, fixed manual gates, and removable railing, as well as new overhead shrouds. In a note shared with employees, Big River Grille announced that it will be closed effective this Sunday, January 21st. No reasoning for the closure was shared. In addition, the Walt Disney World website page for Big River Grille no longer lists operating hours starting on Monday, January 22nd. Per the internal announcement, the cleanup process following the restaurant's closure will begin on that day. Employees have the option to stay on through the completion of the cleanup process to receive $20 per hour plus a $500 stay-on bonus, or they can begin their termination process immediately. Disney then released a statement that Big River Grille and Brewing Works will have its last day of operation on January 21st. To provide additional lunch options, guests can explore a rotating selection of food trucks beginning on January 22nd. Not yet open but expected later this year at the boardwalk are the Cake Bake Shop and Blue Ribbon Corn Dogs. From now through April 7th, guests at Tokyo Disney Sea will get to experience two alternate versions of the Tower of Terror that amp up the scares. In Tower of Terror Level 13, guests can enjoy Tower of Terror with increased thrills, more drops, and effects. Tower of Terror Level 13, Shadows of Shiriki, gives guests the chance to experience the horror of the curse of Shiriki Atundu more than ever before. The Tokyo Disney Sea version of Tower of Terror, which opened in 2006, is notably more mild than the one guests may be used to at Walt Disney World. It also features a completely unique storyline that takes place in the Hotel Hightower, centering around Society of Explorers and Adventurers member Harrison Hightower III. It's Hightower's stealing of the Shiriki Atundu idol that triggers the curse that guests experience during their ride. Tarzan's Treehouse at Hong Kong Disneyland has reopened after a 4-year closure. The attraction initially closed with the park in January 2020 due to COVID-19. While the park reopened and reclosed several times since then, Tarzan's Treehouse remained closed throughout. The Adventureland attraction is now available to all guests. For the absolute latest on these stories and all those that didn't make it into today's show, be sure to check WDWNT.com and follow us on all your favorite social media platforms. You can support the entire team behind this show and others by joining the WDWNT Interglobe Society at patreon.com/WDWNT. Get access to exclusive content, discounted show and event tickets, and more. A special shout out to all the WIGS members watching today who make this show happen each and every week. For the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news, this is Jason Diffendahl saying enjoy the rest of your today and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.